As we prepare to move into the Inklands with the new set 3 released in Disney Lorcana, I wanted to go ahead and post a competitive best of 3 match between the most common matchup, I guess, in the Rise of the Floodborn metagame, which was the Ruby Amethyst Bounce Mirror. In this matchup here, I am going first, and this was supposed to be a live recording. Unfortunately, the audio got messed up, but matches 2 and 3 will be live recordings. Going first is a tremendous advantage in this mirror match. Usually whoever goes first wins, unless you get some really bad draws. But one of the reasons why Ruby Amethyst was such a dominant deck in this format is because you had so much draw, and in card games, more draw equals more chances to remain consistent, and consistency is absolutely king in competitive formats. So that's why this deck was the most popular. If you look at tournament reports and top 8 breakdowns and stuff like that, you will see Ruby Amethyst absolutely overrepresented, with 70-80% of top 8s being Ruby Amethyst, and usually the one variant of the deck winning out the tournament in the end. Regardless, though, in this matchup here, we're starting off pretty strong, and you can see my opponent, it's called a mirror match for a reason, is basically mirroring my plays. Now, turn 3 is where this deck does have some variability. Whoever establishes the mini Surfer first is usually going to be in an advantageous position, and as you can see in this instance, my opponent has it and I do not. I do establish draw with the Maleficent, though, and now I'm basically trying to find an answer to the Mini Surfer. In my version of the build, I was playing Peter Pan Shadow and Mini Surfers of my own. So the goal would be to find a Peter Pan Shadow and use it in combination with this Rush Mim Fox so that I could easily take out the opposing Minnie Mouse. So what I'm setting up here is kind of a bluff to say, you know, if you're going to quest with your Minnie Mouse, if I drop Pan Shadow next turn, my Mim Fox gets evasive and I'll crash it into your Minnie. The opponent does not take the bait though and just quest with their Minnie Mouse anyways, and they establish a Rabbit on turn 4, which is extremely strong. At this point, my opponent has definitely taken advantage of the game because they just played better on curve, and now they also have the lore advantage. Now, I did draw into a Pinocchio, which is another tech option that I was experimenting with at this time. I think it's a pretty good card because in the Rise of the Floodborn metagame, you were looking for little subtle ways that you could regain tempo against certain decks, and Pinocchio would help you shut down like singers on Amber Steel Song, so the Gastons and the Ariels. It could help you, in this instance, take down an opponent's Minnie Mouse if they're opting not to quest with it, and you can force the exertion and take it out with like your Pan Shadow setup, or a Maui if you had Pan Shadow, which is what you see the opponent here doing without the Pan Shadow, that is. So I was experimenting with a few things, but in the end, I think that just remaining on the beaten path, if that's the term, I don't know, but just trying to be as consistent and not really going for these little tech options might have been the better option in the end. So my opponents like clawed back so much advantage at this point because their Maui took out my Mim Fox for free, which means now their Maui goes 2 for 1, and they still have their Mini Surfer, which I don't have an answer to. And if you were paying attention, I inked a Teeth and Ambitions because I have 2. And my thought process was, well, if I draw into a Pan Shadow, which I think I was running 3 in my build, that I can Pan Shadow into it and then Teeth and Ambitions it away. So I only need 1 Teeth and Ambitions. Because playing 2 Teeth and Ambitions to get rid of 1 Minnie Mouse feels really bad. The decks do play 4, and so the opponent ends up dropping a second one here. I'm just like so far behind at this point, right? So you can see how this match kind of hinges on not only who goes first, because they can establish that Minnie Mouse first, but who has the direct answers to the Minnie Mouse. And a lot of competitive players talked about this towards the end of the format, where they said, you know, Minnie Mouse was the problem. You need the answers to Minnie Mouse. We'll see what Into the Inklands does with this format. I think there's a lot of cool decks. Will Ruby Amethyst still be top? I don't know. It's definitely going to continue to be a force to be reckoned with because card draw with removal is just insanely strong. But we'll see what the other ink colors have to offer. So at this stage, you know, turn 6 or 7 here, I'm able to at least out one of the Minnie Mouse because of the Tremaine. Once you get up in this range of the ink count, you can start banking on your other removal options, so like Tremaines and Be Prepared, Maleficent Dragons if you opted to play those, in order to help stabilize the board. The issue is, if you let your opponent get this far in the lore count, you can see here they're almost double my lore at this point, and I was on the play, so I had the tremendous advantage here. The unfortunate thing is now they can start closing out the game with things like Goat Bounces and Spell Books. Now my opponent, as a tech option, you know, I was on Pinocchio's, maybe they were on Yzma's. This is another variation of the deck. Yzma is definitely strong because it can help not only get you draw by putting your own cards back, but protect critical assets of yours. So if you drop like an Elsa, for example, or an Ursula, and you fear a Tremaine Tremaine or a Be Prepared next turn or something. If the following turn you can drop your Yzma and protect your Elsa or Ursula by putting it back into the deck and drawing 2, that is also a strong option here. So we're going to go ahead and just, cycle and drop Tremaine again because that's the only way we can deal with this opponent's board. Unfortunately, we still cannot deal with that Ursula. And as soon as they quest with that Ursula, I knew it was GG's because there's no way the opponent doesn't have goats in reserve to help close out the game. The Ursula questing for 3 here will absolutely clutch it for them because of 5 cards in hand between, the goats and the Be Prepared and stuff. Yeah, there's the Be Prepared. It does spend their turn. So now I have tempo, but the issue is, whatever I establish, they likely just have more removal for it, right? 3 cards in hand. Eventually, I should be able to, get them on no resources, but it's just too little, too late, because again, at 14 lore, the opponent does not need to establish that big of a board, and I know I'm in a really uphill battle here because now they're probably going to start dropping goats, and yeah, and they know, in a competitive match, your opponent should know exactly what they're doing here, and they establish yet another mini surfer. And I don't see a Be Prepared. I remember commentating this match because, like I said, this is supposed to be a live recording, and I was like, okay, I'm actually all right here since the opponent only has 2 cards in hand. I just need to find a Be Prepared. And I can stabilize because I'll be able to set up a board, and hopefully the opponent with, look at the card advantage difference. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have something to really close out the game with. And if you haven't noticed, I didn't draw any Be Prepared yet, right? So I dropped the Maleficent. I'm going to keep them off the Minnie Mouse, and I'm like, okay, I guess I just have to hope to draw it next turn. They're going to quest with Goat, go to 16. When I out the Goat, they'll go to 17. If they play yet another... Okay, so they don't quest with the Goat, they play Friends. So that saves me a lore. On 8 ink here, let's see what they opt to do to try to close the game out. Okay, another Goat. So they go to 16, which means they're going to go to 18. I think they may have inked a Goat as well. So that would be 3 Goats out of rotation if I could get a Be Prepared here, which I could sing now with the Maleficent Dragon and establish an Ursula. And, drain a lore back. So I'm actually not in a bad position. And I can protect the Ursula as well. Yeah, look at this. If all I needed was a Be Prepared, I didn't see any. I think I have... Yeah, when I saw that draw, I think I hover over my deck here in a second. And I'm just like, I can't believe... I can't draw a Be Prepared. So I quest in order to bounce the rabbit back to draw a snake, replay rabbit. Again, I can draw into a Be Prepared here, right? Because I can sing it with the Maleficent. I'm gonna drop a Maleficent here and still no Be Prepared. Out of 34 cards in my deck, no Be Prepared in order to claw the game back, and that's gonna move us on into game number 2. All right, they opted for the rematch. Oh man, this is wild. No 2-drop. Okay, so they have a Mim Snake. I mean, a Mim Fox. Turn 3 Minnie Mouse again. Thinking about taking out my own Minnie Mouse. Nope, they're just gonna race again. It's actually wild that I cannot draw. I cannot draw my way out of this. This is insane. All the friends and all the rabbits, and I still can't draw my way out. Like, what? So I'll be able to take out their mini with my pan shadow, but then I get be prepared. Like, I went first and I still am behind on tempo here. So I can establish pan shadow and Cusco, which will give me a draw 2 when they be prepared. They probably have Tremaine in hand too. 6 cards, 6 to 6. We have the advantage. They're trying to think if there's a way to take out the rabbit so that they can Tremaine the Minnie Mouse. You just replay rabbit. Yeah. Oh, Teeth and Ambitions here is really interesting. I don't want to play out the second Merlin just yet. Because this will allow me to goat, quest with mini, Cusco, and I have to keep inking. Now they definitely be prepared this board. I draw 2, gain a lore. I have Ursula, or I have Rabbit for follow-up, but I also will draw 3. It's 3 to 7 in hand. They'll go to 8 when they be prepared. They'll go to 10 lore. But they will spend their turn be preparing. They have to be prepared. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's not bad. We can ink the Olaf, Rabbit, and Goat. And if they don't have another be prepared, we box. They might opt to establish mini surfers here, which is honestly fine. Because then we Fox and Shadow. Oh no, never mind. We don't have. Man, like, not drawing my own Be Prepared sucks, bro. They've gone through one goat. They have to be prepared here. You want this rabbit out of rotation. Alright. And your own another Merlin? Another Surfer. Alright, well this will force the Be Prepared from them. I need 11 ink to Mim Fox the Elsa and replay it. Not drawing my own Be Prepared here is wild, man. Like, still not being able to draw Be Prepared. This guy's playing well, though. He has to have another Be Prepared. You gotta have something. He's got Yzma, probably. I've seen him ink a few Yzmas last game in this game. Ink a Maui. Be prepared? He has to be prepared. You have to. Yeah. Okay, honestly, that's not a great draw. This is the 11 ink. This is actually fine. To play around Tremaine. If he Maldragons, I'm Maleficent. Still haven't seen. Am I even playing Be Prepared? I don't think I am. Thinking about if he wants to ink. If he doesn't ink, it means the rest of his hand is very good. Okay, inks the Minnie Mouse. Oh, that is a good draw. And to think I wanted to cut Lady Tremaine's from my build. I'm gonna just pass on this and see what he wants to do, because I can always... Okay, that's good. He has 1 drops in his hand. He's gonna establish another big hitter. Well, that's not great. You got another Tremaine that you're gonna shift? He definitely has another Tremaine that he's gonna shift here, right? Oh, and a goat. Interesting. Well, I think the play here is just do this. And hope he doesn't top deck. Well, if he top decks good, I have Be Prepared. If this is game on board, he has to crash his goat. Did I ink goats this game? I know I inked goats last game. Yeah, he has to crash. And what was your top deck? That's a pretty good top deck. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't draw the inkable. Imagine that I don't draw the inkable. Imagine drawing 2 Peter Pan shadows and they're not useful against Minnie Mouse. So he has to top deck Be Prepared here, or otherwise he loses. This guy probably thinks I'm not even playing Be Prepared. I haven't played a single one. There's no way he wins this, though. Yeah, he knows. On to game 3. And I will go second, of course. Okay, no one drop. No one drop hurts. Well, that's too little too late. If this guy establishes another mini surfer, I'm just gonna be like, there's no way. See, he's played perfectly on curve all 3 games. Really opting for the bounce play. That's super interesting. I have to draw cards. No, I don't. Because I have Rabbit next turn. I can ink the Maleficent. Rabbit. Oh, a goat. If he drops a Pan Shadow here, this guy's next level. There's no way he has a Pan Shadow. If I see 4 ink BUs on his side, I'm just going to be like, it's not in the cards for me to win this one. He's probably going to try to take out the Cusco here. No, just keeps questing. Okay. Maui for the Cusco. You have to take it out now. Yep. Draw into goat. Draw into be prepared. Draw into be prepared Maui. So unless he has the teeth and ambitions for his fox, he loses one of his 2 cards. He'd be smarter to keep the Maui, so run fox into rabbit. Okay, is he just gonna try to keep questing or something? Okay, yeah, that's the smart play to do. Yeah, oh my god, do I ever need ink? Do I ever need ink? Oh, and opting not to bounce. Is he going to play Tremaine here? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. So he's stabilized his board, which is pretty good. Imagine if I didn't have an inkable and I had to be prepared just waiting. Man, you are running low on cards. You know I got be prepared. Just pass here. Yeah. That's the first time he's seen me play the Shadow. This guy has not... Oh no, he's seen me be prepared, right? No, I had them in my hand, I didn't use them. He has not seen me be prepared at all. Now he's going to play his be prepared, right? Or an Ursula. Another Tremaine. It doesn't matter. I play one Elsa and I've seen them both. If I draw an Inkable next turn, I'm going to pop off with this Maleficent Dragon. He has to be prepared here. Yeah, force him to use the be prepared. Can I draw a playable card? Okay, that's pretty good. And he's already gone through two... He's already gone through two... maybe I keep this for now. Two Tremaines. I doubt he has a third one in his hand. So he has a he might have a Mal Dragon. Top decks Olaf plays Mal Dragon. Of course he's got the Mal Dragon, bro. Oh man. Good job on keeping it though. Oh my, we drew the... I take a massive risk here and play Maleficent first. Hope to draw into an Inkable. No! I guess it's okay, because we have a be prepared. He's probably like, what? This is 3 lore and card draw over just a big body, right? And the rabbit draw here is actually significant. Well, that's a pretty good top deck. That's a pretty good... Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Now, what does he do? Ink and establish Mini Surfer. Oh, he wants to stop me from frenzying on the other side. Okay. Oh, well, that's interesting. That is interesting. Oh dear. Now we put the pressure on him. Okay, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Man, I hope he doesn't have a be prepared. He's gonna play rabbit, then he can't play be prepared. As long as he didn't draw a be prepared in his last 2 draws when he bounced rabbit, we are good. Because goat, yeah. Let's go.